This is the plaintiff, Rudolph Lukes. He says he was driving down the road one day, minding his own business, and all of a sudden, next thing he knows, out of the clear blue sky, a horse lands on his car and smashes his windshield. To make matters worse, the cops and the crowd all went to see if the horse was okay. No one checked on him. The defendant owns the horse that galloped away, and he's suing the local yokel for the $4,176.33 he's owed. This is the defendant, Charles Ludrowski. He says he couldn't believe it when he was coming home from the movies and saw there'd been an accident on the expressway and that one of his two horses was involved. There was an investigation, and it was determined his fence was adequate to contain the horses. Therefore, it was the horse's own fault he got out. He's accused of having no horse sense.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. Get this. Plaintiff's driving along and he says a horse flew in the air and broke his windshield. But the horse apparently got away from the defendant. And the defendant says he has no idea how the horse got out. It's the case of a real nightmare.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
Rudolph Lukes, you are suing Charles Ludrowski?
Yes.
Okay, for $4,176.33 in damages that you say you have sustained because of an accident that happened that you say was his fault. Tell me what happened.
I was out at Riverhead Raceway on a Saturday night and left there about 10 o'clock. I got on the Long Island Expressway, put the cruise control on. All of a sudden, oh crap, there's a deer. And I start slowing down, and it turned out to be a horse. And there were two horses.
In the middle of what kind of road?
They were right on the Long Island Expressway.
Oh my goodness.
They were on the shoulder. So I start slowing down, and the horses start moving. I'm like, he's not going to run in front of me. And the horse ran in front of me, and I hit him. I slammed on the brakes. I skidded. The horse, I must have knocked him off his legs, and he landed on my hood, rolled over the windshield, over the roof of the car, and then got up and walked away.
Not a scratch on him?
Well, maybe a little scratch, but not much.
How's the horse? You got a big smile, so I assume the horse was fine?
He's living.
He's living large, apparently, because he gets to, the horse's curfew is apparently a little better than my children's. Tell me what's going on.
We were at the movies, my wife and I. We were coming back home on the expressway, the LIE, which is like 55 miles an hour or more. You know, nobody does the speed limit. Anyway, we noticed after our exit was blocked. The whole expressway was blocked by police. So I said, oh my God, it must be a bad accident. Now we get off the expressway and we live not far from there. And we went home. And if you have horses or any type of livestock, you usually go check it when you leave the house or be gone for a while. Sure enough, I looked in the backyard and the gate is open.
The gate is open.
The gate was like jarred open.
Not destroyed, but open.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
But does your horse have opposable digits? Like, how did your horse open the gate? What kind of gate
he's pretty
do you
resolving.
keep?
He's pretty. Yeah.
Well, how did it open the gate?
I don't know.
Why do you have a gate a horse can open?
He did push it open.
Yep.
He pushed it open. It was bent. Kind of one of the walls was broken. Of the gate, I gave it to the insurance company.
Oh, how'd that work out?
They all, well, we were going to settle it privately, and we couldn't come to a price agreement. And we did then decide to go to the insurance company.
Uh-huh.
The insurance company looked at my fence, the barn, all the facilities, and checked everything out, and they decided it wasn't my fault. And they denied his claim.
Whose fault is it?
That's what I said. They said it was the horse's fault.
What insurance company do you have?
State Farm.
No, State Farm did not do that.
I have a letter from them saying,
get out of here.
I swear to God.
There's no such animal. Pardon the pun. Give me that letter from State Farm. Either you possess a gate that contains an animal or you do not possess a gate that contains the animal. And the proof is in the fact that the animal's cha-chaing down the Long Island Expressway. I'm sorry.
That's quite
That's just ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I mean, seriously, didn't you think it was ridiculous? Because you've got a Cheshire cat grin on. I mean, you have to know this is ridiculous.
It's
It's not going to be his fault. He's the only guy I know whose fault it isn't. What did the police do? What did they say? How did that go?
I was actually a little upset with the police because the deputy, the sheriff steward, they closed the expressway. There had to be 15 or 20 of them there. And not one of them came over to see if I was okay. They all went over to the horse.
Yeah.
The poor horse, the pretty horse. Finally, I yelled across the highway, all 6 lanes, "Hey!" And one of them came over. I said, "What about me? I'm covered with broken glass." And "Oh, you okay?" "Well, yeah, thanks for asking." "Well, we knew you don't know who was in these cars. There were like 6 people standing there." They had, so I was a little upset that nobody came to check on me.
Let me see pictures of your car. And let me see the estimates for repair. You're driving a 1995 what?
Toyota Avalon.
Okay. Why are you asking for $4,000? That's my first question.
Well, the book value of the car at the time was around $3,000, and then it's been in storage. I had to pay, and the estimate was crazy. It was like $6,000 repair.
Let me see proof that you paid for storage. Where was it stored?
At the muffler shop. That's where I had it towed. I usually take my vehicles there to get repaired.
Yeah, but usually it takes a few days to figure out this is a total loss, which is what you're suing for. So why would you have 66 days of storage?
Because he wouldn't give me a receipt unless I paid him.
Okay, do you have proof that you paid it?
Yeah, right there.
Why would you have it there 66 days? Why so long?
Well, because I expected his insurance company to come give me my money and take the car away.
Right.
And then they denied it. And now what do I do? I'm like, I don't want to get rid of the car.
Where do you get that the Blue Book values $3,000?
I got that on Kelly Blue Book.
What model did you drive?
Avalon.
What? It could be more specific.
Do
you have the title to it?
Yes.
May I see it? Because the difference is that your Blue Book has an XLS.
I don't know if that's on the title.
It should be. Oh my goodness. Horse hit the windshield?
He rolled over I hit him on the hood, and he just rolled over the windshield halfway through, over the roof, and off the side.
And why is it a total loss?
Because it's like $6,000 to fix a $3,000 car.
Right.
Your Honor, may I say something?
I live for the moment.
So if a horse gets out of a gate somehow and the horse lands on the driver's windshield, is the horse owner responsible for the broken windshield?
I think he's probably responsible for that horse forever. I'd say, and I'd say you have to.
So whatever the horse does, the owner's responsible.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Even if he doesn't know how the gate opened.
I think he's probably responsible for the gate and the horse.
What do you think?
I think the insurance company has.
The insurance company wouldn't pay, though. That's the thing here. You get the final word, sir.
I think that he's definitely responsible for that horse and always will be.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Can I see those photographs?
Yeah.
And she can look at the photographs of the horse if she wants to.
Would you like to see the photos of the horse, Sharon?
Yes, yes, I would. I want to see I want to see the horse that did this damage to this car
And survived.
and walked away with like
Minor scratches.
Yeah,
Not
very
even.
little,
Right.
very little damage on him.
very little damage on the horse, but there's going to be some damage to your pocket in a second.
Which is a good thing. But
It is a good thing.
The thing is, I have to say,
It is a good thing. And frankly, after I rule and damage your pocket, you should go back to State Farm and ask them what are they thinking, because I've been a State Farm customer all my life, and I'm very surprised to have seen that letter. I don't know how else you do the math. If the gate has to be sturdy enough that a horse can't go through it. If the horse did, by definition, then you didn't contain your animal. I mean, that's it's
Well, what I also say, Your Honor, is that this car was placed at his friend's shop. It's a friend of his.
Yeah.
And when I went to look at the car, which was probably a couple of days right after the accident, I was thinking about buying it and giving it to my daughter, fixing it up, because it didn't look that bad. It needed a windshield, it needed a hood. And actually, his friend had a person there who does body work who used to work there, came and gave me an estimate of the car.
Okay.
Anywhere from $750 to $1,000 to fix the car, hood, windshield,
Do you
headlights.
have that in writing?
No, I do not.
Did they tell you that it would be $1,000 to fix?
Anybody can make a car drivable again, but that's not what I had. I mean, the car has dents in the roof now and the doors. All of that wouldn't have been fixed for $700 or $1,000.
But did they tell you they would fix it for $1,000?
No.
Your Honor?
No, we're done.
I mean, I don't want to drive a half crashed up car, with a blue fender and a green fender and a purple hood, for $700.
No, I mean, I think the $6,000 estimate is bloated. I do think that. But I also think that it's probably a total loss because I'm valuing the car at less than he is.
Right.
So I find that you are at fault. I find in favor of the plaintiff for the following. The $150 tow fee. Did your friend charge you for storage? The
Yes.
$990? Because he says it was at a friend's. Why would the friend have charged you $990? What kind of friend is that? You need to keep a better class of friends.
Well, somebody who came out on a Sunday,
Do you have a canceled check?
No, I paid cash.
I feel funny about that. I got to tell you. So I'm going to do what we call a little rough justice here. I am going to find in favor of the plaintiff. I'm going to limit his damages to what I think is reasonable, and what I think is reasonable is $2,700. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, I don't know about State Farm, but the plaintiff certainly collected here. So what's your reaction to losing this case?
Well, I feel like the judge voted right, that I did not have the defense right. You shouldn't have been able to get out as my responsibility.
Yeah, so you do feel responsible. How shocked were you when that letter came in saying...
I was shocked. I didn't know how to react. That's why I had the pictures of the horse with a hat on and a tie. I was trying to present him
Why
properly.
didn't you give him? Why'd you make him drag you to court? You could have given him some bucks, offered him.
I did.
Right?
I
an
did.
amount,
That was the whole thing I was trying to say to the judges, that I did offer him to fix the car completely the way it would be drivable and fine, and he wanted a money.
Well, you got the fence fixed up. The horses don't get out anymore.
No, they don't.
Head right around the corner that way. Okay. All right. So congratulations on winning your case. What's your feeling here? The judge sees it your way.
I didn't see how she couldn't see it my way. I mean, horses aren't allowed on the expressway.
Right. Well, that's true.
I'm satisfied.
Not for about 100 years or so.
Right.
They were at one time. But hey, nobody asked you how you were. How were you?
I was okay. I had some broken glass in my shoes, so I was limping a little till I shook them out. But, the police didn't know who was in that car. I think somebody should have came and looked.
Well, we're glad you're all right. Okay.
Okay, so here's the deal. If the horse was properly fenced in, if the fence was secure, and some third party comes along who has nothing to do with the defendant and opens the gate, then I think the defendant would have an argument that he's not responsible. Simply not the case here. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.